are live. It has been a hot minute since we were random and or DMs. No, it's not. That's no. The DM part is a lie. Some of
Yeah.
us were DMing and have been DMing actually. So, hello. You are all very welcome along this evening to the latest episode of Random DMs. Um, if you were following this campaign, then you would know we are in the midst of Dragon of Icespire Peak. This is our second campaign in Random DMs, having unionized the town of Phandalin. We have returned um, well, not necessarily the town of Phandalin, more so the local goblins, creatures, cretins, the bandits. We unionized a lot of terrible people, but hey, they're in a union now, so that's fine. We've returned, or at least two of our original party have returned, alongside some brand new adventurers, as Phandalin is under the throes of a dragon, and what balance we may or may not have possibly helped put in place has been thrown out of kilter, and now Deceit, Oster, Maka, Fung, and Gideon are back to try and well, we haven't even encountered the dragon. We've seen it, or we saw its shadow.
I hope we never encounter it. That would be really funny.
It wouldn't be surprising, to be honest. We've seen its shape and heard it, and we've been told about it, but we haven't experienced it.
We could possibly be gaslit by the town of Phandalin, and there may not actually be a dragon. And
oh my god, that would be so funny.
That'd be pretty
It was
random.
all just Deceit telling everybody to lie to everyone, to lie to us. It's so they can have an excuse to go on an adventure with Oster again, without actually being sincere about it.
Oster was so helpful around the town; they missed him.
Doing everything,
so they fabricated
but
something
doing what he's supposed to do in the
adventure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before we dive into, or we return actually to Mountain's Toe Gold Mine. A couple of things at the top of the stream. If this is your first time around these parts, welcome. We are D8 Dungeon. We are largely a group of TTRPGers from Ireland, but we have friends and players and DMs far reach. But we stream here regularly on Twitch with a number of different shows, Random DMs being one of them. On alternating Mondays, we have Beyond Horizon's Edge, our long form campaign. We also are looking to bring back a second season of Saving Grace that shall be hopefully starting at the end of August, beginning of September. There's our TTRPG talk show, Ben and Declan on a Roll, where we discuss all things tabletop, and Romance in the Dungeon, our podcast that's on a season break, but season 3 is due out at the end of this month. All I will tell you is the opening music we have, plus the title card artwork that Dahi did, really just kind of... I mean, they're one big spoiler. If you listen to them and look at them at the same time, you're going to get a spoiler.
Yes.
But it's...
So you either start it, close your eyes, or look at it and plug your ears.
Yes. Yeah.
True.
It's the only way to
like even though I did like the title card artwork and I was in the prequel to season 3, I was in the Grows in the Heart. I have no idea what's going on in season 3, obviously, but I am so excited. I can't wait.
Today earlier on I was organizing folders and stuff, like just getting things ready, and I was like, oh, what's in this folder again? Looked into it. I was like, oh, there's like the 9 episodes we've already recorded. It's like, that's where they are.
You found it.
God, I found those.
No, I'm not editing them. I'm on a little editing break. But I was like, oh yeah, that's where they are. That's what these are.
On your editing,
and then I went ahead and sleep at some of my notes. That was a lot of fun. But outside of all that, our main aim is to just tell stories and have fun doing so, and share them with people who want to tune in and watch. We're about halfway through Dragon of Icespire Peak, and We will be looking for a new set of DMs to join us for another module. We've yet to decide what that's going to be, but some folks from last season might return. Some other folks might step out, but we will keep the randomness going as we tell adventures from 5 different perspectives every 2 weeks. So that's always a blast. I want to mention some friends of the show's Mystery Dice Goblin, mysterydicegoblin.com. If you are in the need or hunt or want or desire for some brand new dice, or maybe your DM's birthday is coming up, or maybe your players have a thing coming up and you want to like celebrate the end of a campaign, then you head on over to mysterydicegoblin.com and use the code D8 at checkout, and you get 15% off your order, and we get a portion of that sale then back to us, and that helps us then pay for music for the different shows. It helps us commission artists for character art, and all sorts of shenanigans around these parts. That is a nice way to segue into, can you see the character art that is currently on screen flickering through? That artwork, and last season's and this season's artwork, has been designed by Luca Wilda. At Luca Wilda on Instagram and Twitter, pretty much everywhere. There's a link to their ArtStation account just over there in chat. Absolutely amazing artist to work with, and you can see Fung's art in the in position for where Nikki's camera would be. We don't have Nikki this evening, but you can see kind of the two versions of characters that were designed by Luca. So if you need some character art, well, you found your artist, because absolutely amazing work and an amazing person to work with. So 100% recommend. Okay, that's us mentioned. That's Mr. Dice Goblin mentioned. That's Luca mentioned. I thought that's the stream done. Okay, that was great. Bye everybody. We're gonna dive into it. Let's just get straight into it. And as Deceit, as you are tidying away, as you're having Fung's attendants tidy away sets and some of the props, just cleaning up the stage a little bit.
They're definitely like floating around on like an unseen servant.
Yes,
like unseen chaise long kind of.
the new spell, unseen chaise long.
Yeah, they actually went to Waterdeep and went to the Mages of Waterdeep and commissioned a spell, unseen chaise long, and one of Fung's attendants is employed solely to feed them grapes.
And another to just fan ever so gently.
100%. With the number one fan.
Yes, with the number one. There is like it has since Fung, Gideon, and Maka have returned to the. You've noticed that the atmosphere in the Bard's Quill Tavern in Neverwinter, like it had an energy when it was Thalia and Icespire, you and Oster. This is on another level, because it's not just, you're not just dealing with, reminiscing and nostalgia. You also now have all these other people kind of vying for attention and needing to be helped or waited on or served. Oster's attention has actually been largely been to others' needs and like cleaning up after people and arranging places for Fung's entourage and camp to set up and be out of the way. And it's busy. And it's busy in a way that you don't ever quite recall the Bard's Quill being so. And as you are scanning around, watching and supervising as your equipment and set dressings are put away carefully, you take a scan of the tavern. What's Gideon doing at this point?
The last person retelling was Deceit, right? With a one-person show.
Yeah.
Cool. What time of day is it? It's like late afternoon.
It's
Kind of?
evening. Yeah, we're into early
Evening.
evening. Yeah.
Evening. Perfect. Okay. So Gideon has set up dinner for his moth swarm. He's like laid out like a wide like cloth on the floor, and there's like a pile of really fine fabric in the middle, and like a bits of like leaves and stuff. And then there's just like a circle of moths like shuffling around and chewing on stuff, and they're like flying out. It's like he's like created like a tiny little moth mess hall, a meth hall. No, not a meth hall.
No,
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 not one of
not
those.
that.
not this. In a sense that
in a sense that it is a mess hall for moths.
Yes.
That they are enjoying, and he is very carefully keeping them, making sure everyone is fed.
Okay.
Yeah.
From your perspective, Gideon, like as you're kind of keeping an eye on your moths and making sure that they're all kind of getting their fair share of it, and those that might be hanging back or a little less pushy to get to the front, just kind of keeping an eye on everything. While you see on one end of the tavern, Deceit draped across an invisible chaise lounge, having grapes popped into their mouth, all the while, like again, like holding like a glass of wine that's kind of half full, half empty, depends on their mood.
A Moscato.
And if there's it depends on if there's another servant nearby to attend to them. But as you are kind of keeping an eye on kind of your corner and your space, and you do see Oster kind of flip back and forth between the kitchen and the actual bar.
Gideon's not like in a corner. He's probably like right in the middle of the room. I think he would probably do it where people are walking the most.
Okay.
And then bark at people when they're walking too close.
Okay. As you are kind of having made this space for yourself, as big and all as the Bard's Quill is, between the group that went to Phandalin all those years ago, and Fung's people, as well as any people who have kind of like spilled in from the street, it's incredibly busy. So kind of getting by is quite difficult. And it's at that moment, as you bark at one of Fung's attendants to like watch their step, Fung just, it is, a word is not said. And Maka, from your position at the bar, you saw it, the famous pointed eyebrow raise that Fung had been known to do. Just one single eyebrow, slightly raised, arced into an almost point, and the tavern clears of Fung's camp. And Fung goes, grapes gone, fan gone.
I'm supposed to mage hand this stuff myself.
Getting like, finally some flying room.
They and it's not even like they don't scatter, like they're not in a panic. They pick up their stuff and they move with military precision and efficiency through the kind of the various the back kitchen entrance, one of the side doors, and then the main door itself as well. So they spill out, and what was a thronged, packed, very loud space is now kind of diminished, and you do have more space in the middle of the bar itself, like the tavern floor where you had set up. But Maka, as you see Fung's group disperse, and she follows, like she goes out, and you do hear several orders getting barked out in the courtyard, just outside the front of the tavern. What is Maka doing?
She's going to kind of dust away a moth and just be like, ugh. And then probably after seeing everything clear out, she'll kind of exasperatedly turn to the bar. Is there anyone at the bar at this point? Like a barman?
So Oster's kind of the only person that's
Okay,
running it. Yeah, so he is kind of like standing there holding something.
In which case she'll just help herself again, if nobody else is there. So she'll walk around and find some wine for both her deceased and Oster.
Oh no. Sorry, there's just a homebrew show said there's an odd echo happening in case this hasn't been caught. About 0.5 second delay, as if Declan is being refed in through someone's mic.
It's apparently on mine and Emma's as well. Like from it just seems to be all.
Okay, that's really strange.
I have headphones, so it's
Yeah,
same.
I'm not. I haven't heard anybody. Gone now, actually. Weirdly.
Oh.
Hello, 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 hello.
Oddness. Okay. If it comes up again, homebrew.
Yeah, no, there's no. I don't hear it.
The stream refreshed and it disappeared. Oh, okay.
It was probably the moths.
Yeah, as you are kind of grabbing another drink, Maka, and you have kind of a chance kind of to catch your breath and also actually like hear your own thoughts. There's kind of a moment of stillness kind of hanging in the air as Oster kind of just stands kind of awkwardly around the bar, kind of just you do see him kind of shimmying back and forth like between like his left foot and his right foot. There's almost kind of a nervous energy about him.
Gideon ignores this and continues to feed his
you might have muted.
Sorry, yeah. So she'll turn to Oster and say, "I think you might need this," and hand him the glass of wine.
Oh, yeah, of course. And he empties out the dregs of it, and then he immediately dunks it into a vat of warm water, and he starts washing it.
Deceit like lazily floats over on their magical chaise-longue. It's like, no, darling, I believe she meant you look like you need a drink.
Oh,
or a smoke.
Maybe when it all kind of calms down a little bit. There's lots to do, and I'm just really taking in your performance, Deceit. I'm just, so many memories coming back. It's a lot.
I mean, I do put on quite a show, but there's always time to relax. There's always work will get done when it's done. And Deceit will mage hand another glass of wine.
As you
pick one up and
do this, as you utter the words, "There's always another show," and then immediately that sort of like whipping up of the magic to like grasp like to pour you another bottle of wine, another glass, just pouring it out of the barrel into a bottle.
5 o'clock somewhere.
All of you, there is just this moment where there is kind of a soft, explosive sound as the front doors to the Bard's Quill swing open, and a poof of smoke just engulfs the doorway. And there is a brilliant flash of light, and there is the sort of lingering on the air warm cinnamon with an undertone of like autumnal leaves. Well, I do declare, Deceit. Oh. And as the smoke dissipates, standing there in all manner of finery, in a drooping chiffon gown, Deceit, you spy your BFF arch
Slash nemesis.
Guinevere.
Guinevere.
Oh my! Oh, to see, I almost didn't
Kisses.
recognize you. Oh, you look absolutely amazing for a person of your age. I am so glad you were able to find your way back into Neverwinter.
I am shocked that you could make your way here with whatever sort of crystal you have shoved in whatever sort of place these days. And whatever candles you're making. Oh, you're so busy, aren't you, with
So
schmoop?
I'm quite the entrepreneur. I'm actually I shocked. I am aghast that you'd even show your face. Takes such courage. Takes such courage to see to show up in the place where you effectively launched and then torpedoed your own career. Bravo.
Torpedoed?
Bravo to you. Bravo to you.
Torpedoed? Darling. Well, look, it's not that it's not absolutely stunning to see you as always. And by stunning, I mean I'm just stunned. Why are you here again? Did you have a reason to be here? Are you selling toe fungus candles or whatever you're doing?
Oh, darling, no. That I leave to my help and my assistants to take care of. I merely oversee the conceptualizing of the product. No. I'd heard a rumor that you were back in Neverwinter, and I so desperately wanted to check on my dear friend. I'd heard you'd fallen on hard times, but I must tell you, it weakens my heart to see you in an. And she kind of looks around the tavern and sees the half orc on the ground feeding scraps of cloth and leaves the moth.
He's like dangling one like above them. He's like,
Yeah, a very drunk harangan at the bar.
Oh no, my dear, you have it all wrong. This is called visiting friends. You wouldn't know, really, except I guess right now, which is what you're doing too. That's what I'm doing. I'm visiting good old friends of mine, adventuring party members.
I happened to overhear some of your friends outside in the yard washing themselves. Actually, they mentioned you had just put on a little bit of a show. Oh, I'm so sad I missed it.
Well, of course, me just being anywhere is always somewhat of a show.
Oh, I've heard fiasco, but what you show fiasco. It all rhymes.
It must be that weird candles in your ears again.
Now, being such a good friend, I've always liked to keep tabs. We though we are often apart, you were always in my heart, dear Deceit. And
she's a poet.
I've dabbled a little bit. There's a book coming out actually just before winter's time.
I hope it does better than the last.
It'll do better.
We all remember the opening party to that, don't we? Chris Pine Martin was there, wasn't he?
I'm surprised you can remember that.
I'm sorry. You're now consciously uncoupled, partner. I apologize. I shouldn't mention him.
Well, better to have been married at least once. Now, you did a one-person show, a retelling of the endeavors at the Mountain's Toe gold mine?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's interesting. I overheard some of the details, and really, Deceit. I'm all for a little bit of drama and a little bit of exaggeration. Obviously, it's in the arts, it's in our blood. But for you to utterly spin an absolute web of lies, I was shocked.
Quite the accusations here, Guinevere.
I mean, it's only the truth. If the truth is an accusation, Deceit, then, well, that's on your guilty conscience. But at least we know you have one now.
That's the best joke you've told all day. Now, what are we getting at here? What kind of lies do you think I've
Oh, just that you
spun?
you made the whole thing up. That you stole your way into the mines. That you
Mhm.
pretty much um, dealt with it all so quickly and
Mhm.
efficiently, and that the were rats practically allied themselves to you and gave up instantly.
Well, what can I say? That just is my influence, isn't it?
Yeah, you've always had a bit of a kinship with rats. Yes, there has been that.
Namely,
Um,
our friendship.
and I am giving you inspiration for that one.
I get fucked.
100% giving inspiration for that one. That was that
Yay.
you see that actually catches Guinevere. That actually catches Guinevere. Um, and did you sorry, have you established what Guinevere is in terms of like is it a high
Yes.
elf? Because
She's a high elf,
yeah,
absolutely.
I,
That's why the
High
weird
elf?
like, oh, for someone your age, high elf. Yeah, she's a high elf, but she's like in her mid 400s.
yeah.
So like she's like
Emphasis on mid.
she's giving like plastic surgery looks. Like she's really like lifted and gifted kind of
One
vibes,
and
blonde. It's basically Gwyneth Paltrow, but like in a high elf form.
she yeah no it's and again like you can clearly see um just around the edges there is kind of a faint energy of magic kind of just pulling a little bit back and a
Mhm.
little bit up.
Magical
um
face tape.
100% it's
Literally.
just out. And her like at that moment you actually see the faintest flush of crimson in her cheeks, normally marble white, set against kind of a very, very soft makeup. But there is just this flash of blush as you catch and you hear her clear her throat. Um, now, I let it never be said that I didn't trust you, Deceit, but perhaps one of your friends could tell the story from
Of
how they
course. Of course, my friends. We all remember everything happening exactly the same way. We're definitely not unreliable narrators, winks at the audience.
Yeah, and you at that you just kind of hear a out of Oster.
Gideon turns up. He's like, "Who are you?"
Oh, this is my darling, dearest, best friend in the whole world, Guinevere Palto. We go back years,
Yes,
years.
Deceit is one of my oldest friends.
Yes, and she mine. She's many people's oldest friend, actually. Um,
Oh, Deceit.
Gideon is like having a hard time wrapping his like idea of like friends and like the words that are coming out of both of their mouths.
and
So
the
so
daggers.
yeah. So he's just like, He doesn't talk to us like that most of the
Um,
time.
as Gideon, you're kind of looking up at Guinevere and Deceit, literally eyeballing each other daggers while smiling the entire time.
Smizing.
Uh, you all hear that sort of like whimper out of Oster. And as Guinevere locks her eyes on you, Deceit, her head just shifts, almost like a shark smelling blood in the water,
Mm.
and just with one finger. Like her elbow like bent and just one finger she just points and you hear the jangling of like really naff homemade jewelry that's horrendously overpriced rattle on her wrist as she just points a well manicured finger at Oster. You, you can tell the story. You have such a trustworthy face, and so, and she just gestures over to the stage, and you see Oster kind of shift back and forth, and all the while her finger points, he moves until he gets to the stage, and just with kind of the flick of her wrist, a high-backed stool appears. Come, sit. And Oster, like a well-behaved Labrador, takes a seat. And she just snaps her fingers, and you hear the clunk of something metallic. And then overhead, over Oster's head, rather, there is the flash of a spotlight. And you all feel the powerful magic just emanate from Guinevere as she casts Zone of Truth. Now, take us right back to the very start of when you got to the cave. And in this moment, you all just see beads of sweat. He hasn't even uttered a word. You just see beads of sweat on Oster's brow, and one carefully glides and glistens down his from his forehead down his cheek, under his chin, and then drops. And he swallows a hard lump in his throat. Well, you see, the Deceit wasn't lying about the disguise. And at that moment, you're all kind of catapulted back to those moments at the Mountain's Toe gold mine. Oster in full disguise, but being ushered and influenced and encouraged by his mentor in the art of deception, Deceit. And he flubs his way through it, whereas in Deceit's recollection, Oster managed to dumbfound, stupefy almost, the were-rats that were guarding the mine. This time, there's a little bit more of assistance as Deceit kind of pops up from the side and like, oh, thank you, I was running late, and now we're shepherded into the mine.
Now we're here to sell apples.
Yes, yeah, really sell apples.
We did the last stream before the Charlie XCX album came out. We all need to do the apple dance.
Sorry.
We'll just let you do it. And
What is happening?
Sorry. We're so young. We're so young. Sorry. We're babies.
But as you are kind of led through this narrative, you see all the while Oster squirming uncomfortably on the chair. And this leads us to tonight's mechanic. So with this, we are truth, the lie, and everything in between. So every roll you make tonight is at disadvantage unless you first make a deception check. The DC will increase every time you do so, as Guinevere gets that little bit more suspicious and pushes Oster a little bit more for the truth. However, and it's already been shadowed or foreshadowed for us, Deceit has an item at their disposal that can be used instead of the deception check, and there are 3 charges on it. So when in need, that could hopefully come out. So as Oster regales the expedition to the mines and then into it, you're all led inside, and it's here at this critical moment where you encounter Zelene, the leader of the were-rats, and herself and her there's about 4 or 5 of them kind of all hanging around. Don John Raskin and Zelene kind of square up to each other as she refuses to leave and he refuses to give up the mine. And I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Is that at disadvantage?
At disadvantage.
Point of order. So since we're rolling the clock back at teensy bit because Deceit can't tell the truth, can the actual truth be that Gideon did not get really fucked up in a one-on-one match with a were-rat? So I'm back at full hit point.
So everybody, as far as Oster knows, everybody was kind of well rested and whatnot. So
Okay.
we have gone into this with a long rest, or we had gone in with Deceit's version with a long rest. So
Yeah.
everybody goes in with a long rest.
Period.
Perfect.
Initiative disadvantage. Okay.
Yes.
I got a 13.
1.
Can I
13.
immediately give a lie for my what's it called? My initiative?
Yes, you may.
Well, everyone knows that I'm always so quick thinking and quick on my feet. So of course I was first to act.
Give me
Actually, Alan, that's not the
I'm
truth.
going to use my inspiration. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. And Gideon?
9.
Okay.
That was my deception check, was the dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that. But Guinevere does sort of like, yes, ever the greedy little piggy, always first to the trough, and you can now make your. She's fucking evil.
Do I make this with advantage now?
Yes, you can make this with advantage.
Okay, dope. That's 15.
Okay, so as it goes, it's going to be. Oh, I have to roll for the. Oh, holy crap! Good for you, were-rats.
I do love, Declan, how we always manage to be two catty bitches fighting it out. Like when I first came on D8 Dungeon, I was in a one shot called the Hen Night.
Oh my god!
And myself
I
and
remember
Declan spent the
that!
first episode clawing at each other. As my first time on D8 Dungeon, it was so funny.
Consensually clawing at each other. That was
Fully. It was like, oh no, I came in swinging. To be fair, I'm not innocent in this. Neither of us are.
Yeah,
it's the audience that really suffers. No, I'm kidding.
Loved it. Everyone loved it.
No, it was so funny. It was so funny.
As Don John kind of goes to swing and punch at Zelene, the leader of the were-rats, you see that she had pulled in some of her flunkies. Some had been resting over in the corner tending to some of the giant rats that are behind a pin, but they have all now squared up with her. All of them in their were-rat form. Zelene just with kind of a high ponytail. It's kind of the rest of the were-rats all kind of look more rat-like. She just has a high ponytail. It's how in video games you can always tell that one of the were-rats is a female were-rat. So she just has a ponytail, like a mop of curl.
A ponytail and a very curvaceous figure.
Yes, and she's in hot pants and a boot top. Yeah,
yeah. They all have full armor, and she's got a battle bikini on.
Yes. They're going to attack first, and there's 5 of them. There is I like to play it off as Fung, as much as they've left the tavern to go deal with their people. Fung is also outside giving the 2 guards a lecture on how they should not fall for stupid disguises and ridiculous deception. So she's outside schooling these 2 about like the art of war.
Actually,
yeah.
She's gonna be so pissed that she's missing a real fight.
So there's 4 of us plus John, who are all going to go into this. So a rat is going to lunge at you, Gideon, for a dirty 20 to hit.
A dirty 20 does indeed hit.
And it's only 3 piercing damage.
3 piercing damage. Easy.
And it's then going to try and take a bite out of you, though.
No bite. No.
And that is a 14 to hit.
14 meets it, beats it.
Okay. And then you need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh my god. What if he died? What if he all died?
What if I became a rat?
That would be so fair.
And it's 3 piercing damage from the
first.
bite.
Yeah, got the piercing damage. First roll is a 17. Second one is a 21.
Okay, they're
so
fine.
17 is the lowest.
It lunges. It does. It swings out with the short sword, Gideon, and it's not that it catches you off guard because the fight all happened in that moment. You could sense it was coming, but it's quicker than anticipated. And as he lunges out, he also then snaps down on his 2 front jagged little teeth. It doesn't bite through, but it nips. And and he has kind of taken a small little chunk out of your hand. Where he bites, you do see that the wound, it kind of foams a little bit, like it's a little foamy. But
Gideon immediately like rips some like moss that's growing on his thing and just slaps it on his hand. He's like, "No, we're not doing that. No."
the two nearest the pin are going to take a shot at Deceit and Maka, and that is a 16 to hit Deceit.
Sure, that hits
for 5 piercing damage, and that
Rude.
is only an 8 to hit Maka, which I assume does not hit.
Nope.
Yeah, there's the twang of a crossbow string as the bolt flies forward. It just catches you over your shoulder, Deceit, and there is a from Guinevere that sort of echoes around the cave as it kind of just nicks across the top of your shoulder. Maka, you see it kind of coming and you just sidestep. Like you literally I'll just move to the one side as the bolt whizzes past. Zeline is going to go for John, as that's the person who was at her. Oh, John, that is not good. And John is down.
What?
Already. Oh no, I tell a lie. Sorry, no,
he's not.
I can't do math.
I was
He's
going to
not.
say, I guess it's not canon anymore that he's a paladin. So, how dare you take my lies and twist them against me?
He's not down, but he's not looking great. And then the other rat is going to go for Oster, and that is going to hit for 6 damage. Poor Oster. And Deceit, you're up.
Okay, are there a bunch of them like grouped together, like
There's
the ones that attacked
3.
me and Maka?
They're over by the pin with there's a pen with like giant rats, kind of like that they were taking care of. So actually, we can swap over to the map. And I forgot there was one there. So if we're looking at the map, we are currently in M4. We had come through the entrance to the west in through M1. Currently, where Fung is outlining how to deal with thieves and intruders in disguise to 2 guards. We're in M4, and the rats that took a shot at you are up in the kind of the second M4 chamber. Yeah. So they took their shots from up there. So they're pinned up there.
So how many? There's 5 in total.
There's 5 in total. 3 are, so 2 are with Zeline. One of them took the nip out of Gideon. One took a swing at Oster, and Zeline has gone for John.
Okay, the ones next to the Zeline, are the 2 of them and Zeline like all grouped together?
Yes, there, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast Cloud of Daggers on them.
Okay.
So it's an area of effect. There's no save. They just take 4d4 piercing or slashing damage, and it is magical, so it gets around the resistance.
Okay. So if you're casting that, like, are you doing it that sort of like, is that the thing where it's like at the edge of the Cloud of Daggers, it's landing on them, and the people they're attacking are kind of safe?
As in, I'm going to try and do it so that it hits them and not the people they're attacking. So like if like we're here, they're here, I'm putting it just behind them so it kind of clips them.
Yeah, that's fine. So they just take the damage.
So that's 4d4 slashing damage, and they take it again on the top of their turn as well.
Yeah.
That's going to be 2 and 3 is 5. I think it's 4d4. I should look at my own spells and what they do. 4d4.
Cool.
5 and 5 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
Magical slashing damage. And then I'm going to activate one of my features and traits. I'm going to use up a charge of Bardic Inspiration to activate my Mantle of Inspiration. So up to 3 creatures. I'll pick me, Maka, and Oster, and I'll give them all 5 temporary hit points, and we can move up to our movement speed without provoking attacks of opportunity, and that means I'll just back the fuck off.
Okay. Yeah, it is that thing of as quickly as you throw your hands up and a cloud of just these, and they are shiny daggers, like they're brand new out of the box daggers.
Gucci daggers.
Designer.
Yeah, 100%. They're expensive. There's kind of a from Guinevere, and I guess you've been known to throw daggers, and they just explode around Celine and the two guards that had kind of flanked her. And as your hands go up and the daggers appear, that same motion, you throw your body in an interpretive way back, uh, ushering out a mantle of inspiration. And Maka, Oster, and yourself are just sort of like imbued. Obviously, you inspire yourself. And you kind of
I always do.
radiate with glow. And again, sitting there across from Guinevere as Oster tells the story, you do see him he doesn't get off the stool, but he does make a weird body wave. Like on the stool, like kind of
body roll.
Yeah, it's like a body roll as he reminisces just what had happened.
I was really in my interpretive dance era at the time. It was really big back in the day.
Oster's nodding. Yeah, they wherever they went, it was just a lot of, and he tries to do some of it, and it's like watching your uncle at a wedding dance. Like it's just
Love it.
It's not great. Yes, I guess it was popular way back then. So good of you. So good of you to keep the arts alive. Maka.
So she's going to try target the one that shot a bolt at her.
Okay.
And she'll say like, "Oh, you call that a bolt?" And she's going to cast guiding bolt on that person.
The best bolts.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
Do you want to try and give a lie to get around the disadvantage?
I do. I would like to do that. Wait, does that just mean I take my top roll, or?
So if you roll at disadvantage, you take the lower roll.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, if
you succeed in this, you take the higher one.
Yes,
because you'll be rolling with advantage.
Okay. The higher one's 15. Do we think that hits?
Probably.
Probably.
These are only better.
All right. So her lie is essentially going to be that she matrixed her way out of the reach of that one bolt that came for her, and then immediately, before anyone could do anything else, guiding bolted back at them to instantly.
She curved the bullet.
Yeah, pretty much, and shot it back at them.
So what's your deception check?
She basically she caught it in her bare hands and then threw it back.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Make your deception check.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay. So our DC going forward is now 12.
Oh, spooky!
As
we can do it, Maka.
Maybe I should have tried first.
You can get it at 20. You can get it at 20.
Sees like Oster kind of like, yeah, no, that was right. Yeah, I distinctly remember Maka doing a matrix on it. He doesn't know what that word is.
None of us do.
Underground play. Guinevere, you probably haven't caught it yet. You're just not really in the know like we are, clearly.
There's many things, Deceit, that you've had that I've never caught, thankfully.
Can I give Declan inspiration for that? I have no power. I just really like
that. If someone could clip that, though, I'd like that one played at my funeral.
Next time I DM, Oster will have an inspiration.
Thank you. But as you are, Deceit, as you and kind of Guinevere, it's I think of like she keeps butting into Oster, like kind of almost like putting the pressure on him. He kind of pulls it back, and he hasn't a clue what you mean by the matrix, but somehow it is that thing of the sidestep that you had done earlier, Maka, is a full-blown, like it's you lean back as the crossbow bolt goes overhead, and with your free hand you almost just pluck it out of the air like a feather. You contort your body, and as you do, you charge the bolt with magic, turn, and it full on does Angela Jolie bullet twist around the room. It just fully curves around. The were-rat's eyes light up as he is thwonked with this magical bolt. What's damage does he take?
So 4d6, 13.
Okay.
Radiant.
Great, perfect.
I may or
and-
may not have clipped that, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Chat clip that. No.
I would have forgotten as well.
I did title it, play this at Declan's funeral, please. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That and the 9-minute
It-
super cut of Prom Invaders that Emily did have to be played back to back. So, any bonus actions, Mako?
Yeah, I'd like to cast Spare the Dying on, is it Don John? Is their
Yeah.
name?
He's
Yeah.
still alive.
Is he down? I think he's still on.
He's up.
He's bad. Like he's not in a great way. But
Oh,
he's
so
still
he's okay.
Yeah.
So he's not on 0 hit points.
Yeah,
So
that was my mistake.
so I can't do that. Okay, then no.
Okay. But it is the thing. As it does strike, the room does kind of light up. Like for a moment, the cave here is just whoof, with light, and the were-rat, it has kind of a glow about him. Gideon, over to you.
All right. Gideon with the were-rat right in front of him. I think he's going to focus on because it bit him, and you don't bite the hand that kills you. So he's gonna try and kill him.
True.
Or whatever.
Do you want Gideon to try and lie into an advantage for this turn?
Have you met Gideon?
Or at least just like in her eyes lie.
Like
You
no,
don't have to.
I'm
You can roll
no,
advantage.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna mention the bit. Gideon doesn't understand lying, so he's not gonna do it. Like, why would he lie? If he messed up, that's on him.
Okay.
You know. So
Okay.
first, I'm going to. This requires no action. I'm gonna bonus action Hunter's Mark the guy in front of me. You can see little good glowy moths appear around his head, and he's like, "They got you. Now I'm gonna get you." And I'm gonna make a short sword attack against him. I don't like how D&D Beyond is when I've like half minimized it and everything is tabbed. Where is the attack roll? Actions. There we go. Short sword attack. Plus
Hunter's Mark
5.
gives you advantage on the attack, doesn't it?
Nope.
Don't think so. Just lets you know where they are.
Lowest is an 11.
11 will not hit.
Okay. Then that's it.
Okay. And no bonus action? Oh, your bonus action, sorry, was
Yeah,
Hunter's Mark.
Hunty's Mark.
Yeah,
Hunter's
no,
Mark.
you have. Oh, that's just if you're finding it. Yeah, sorry. You do have. It's that moment, Gideon, where as you sort of usher the moths to like around the were-rat, they are kind of dancing around him a little bit, and there's like little moth dust kind of falling around him, and there's like a little arrow kind of pointing, so you know where he is. You take a swing with your short sword. He's batting away at some of the moths, and as he does, his short sword ricochets off of yours, and the two like steel meets steel as they bounce back.
A deft and well-timed parry. I see.
And there is a what? What you call me? From one of the were-rats.
I said what I said. That's my turn.
Oster is going to go with Don John, and he is going to try go for the rat that went for him. Oh, okay. That will hit for a D8. 6. Okay. And he'll go again. Ugh. That's fine. That's 9. But that's an absolutely crap roll. Okay. Oster, where one struck at him and also went to bite, the bite missed. He kicks back with his left foot. It reaches the were-rat's kind of chest, and immediately he hops up onto the other foot. And while his left lands, his right kicks out again, and he connects the heel of his foot against the were-rat. Don John is going to go for Zelene, and is going to take a swing with his hammer. And oh, poor Don John. That is a 6 on the D6, but a 4 on the D20.
Is Don John also rolling with disadvantage?
Tell yes, just in case he gets a nat 1. Nope, that was a nat 20.
No. I was about to make the case that he shouldn't because he's not a player.
Oh, but it's
just in case you were.
Yeah, Oster telling his version of it. So
okay.
True.
Yeah, no, he got a 4 or a nat 20. So on a 4, he swings to with his hammer against Celine and misses wildly as she rears back, and the were rats go again. So
Okay. They will take
yes,
another. The 3 with like the Celine and the other 2 around her will take another 11 points of slashing damage from my cloud of daggers.
Okay.
You see, I was trying to spare the audience from the gruesome, grim truth of our prowess, my darling. So perhaps my tale was a little bit more to a palatable audience's liking. You'd understand, of course, a normal, sort of ordinary person.
I've heard, all right, that some of your latest work has been quite grotesque and
pushing the boundaries of art, darling. Surely you would know with your products of grotesquerie.
Oh, deceit. Oh, how kind of you to compare what I do to what you do.
There's no competition.
I know,
I make art.
There never has been. Bless you. I've always admired that about you, and your just can-do attitude. And with the cloud of daggers still sort of whirling between Deceit and Guinevere and in the mountain's toe gold mine, Zeline drops to her knees, kind of just in front of the daggers. You see that there are these loads of little nicks and slashes and cuts against her. And one of the other guards is not looking great. He's looking just as rough as Don John. And the one to her left that you've been locking swords with, Gideon, looks to be just as kind of roughed up as Zeline is.
I got you.
Okay, we'll go. But please, mister. And like she's looking up at Oster. We have nowhere to go. They took our home. And she's shaking.
Can I how do I feel about her body language and all this? Does she sound like somebody who's lying in a panic?
Give me an insight check. Or what's your passive insight?
Oh, my passive insight is 14. I'm proficient.
Okay, so what I'll tell you is it's not, because I rolled for a check for her. It's not you do not trust her. You can tell a performance a mile away. But as she's kind of down on her knees, kind of her hands clasped together in a prayer, her big were-rat eyes and her were-rat ponytail just looking up at Oster, and you just see these eyes kind of in big, and there's, like many a performer, there's a grain of truth. They've had to get so far into the character that there is a grain of truth to this. But you are incredibly suspicious of Zeline, Deceit.
And why, my dear, I'll call off the daggers, just so during conversation they don't rip to shreds.
Turn the blender off for a second.
Yeah, turn the blender off. And now, my dear, when you say they kicked you out of your home, who are you talking about? And where was your home to begin with?
Oh,
let's get into the details.
We lived peacefully in a shrine not too far from here, actually, and it was orcs and ogres that, and like she pulls the two were-rats next to her like into like a huddled like mass of downtrodden misery,
Hey, I
and
was trying to kill that one.
she if such brave and noble and heroic heroes such as you, and she gestures like the way an amateur theater performer would when addressing the audience. Uh,
My goodness.
if you were to perhaps rid our home of the invaders, we could leave the mine, and this gentleman, and she points at a very bloodied Don John who's barely hanging on, uh, could
I'll hand him a health potion as we're talking because I have one, so I might as well give him one.
Oh,
Like,
he,
you
he
look
does.
terrible,
He
Tom.
starts taking a swig from it. I could have his mind back.
where was your home exactly?
There's a shrine to a god. Sal, I think, is what I think. Um, but it's near Coneybury. You know, the place that was ruined.
So, your home
Mhm.
is a shrine to a god you don't know. Doesn't that sound a little bit quaint? A little bit strange?
But it
Now,
is.
and I whip out my rapier and point it directly at her neck. And I just like to see this like full smile, just like, now, my dear, I know a lie when I see one. I would recommend telling the truth, and I'll move forward with the rapier. Quickly.
At this moment, there's a ha from Guinevere. And everybody is pulled out of the mine, and the standoff between Deceit and Zeline, rapier pointed. That's that's quite an interesting yarn you're weaving there, Deceit.
Yarn! Don't you have a lovely little magic parlor trick up to prevent such things?
It's just, and she looks, she kind of points over to Oster, and you see him twitching, like he is, like his eye is going, and he's doing his level best to not fully rattle on the chair. um he is drowned in sweat. The shirt that he was wearing, you see a ring of it around the neck. His armpits, it's just sopping. And his eyes do look to you, Deceit, and then they look at Gideon and Maka.
At this point, Gideon is finally like, Oster, are you okay?
Uh, I just really need the bathroom, and he does kind of stand up, um, and Guinevere just brings out the finger, holds it, points it at him. Uh, just before you go and relieve yourself, do tell us, um, did Deceit manage to get the information out of Zeline, or is that not how you quite remember it? Um, and we flash back to Oster as he looks over his shoulder, and you see Oster standing next to Deceit, the rapier pointed, furrowed brow of determination, and all the while, Oster is completely and totally lost in Zeline's eyes and her plea for help. And just all these people that are getting displaced and moved. And he turns and he puts his hands on Deceit's, as he doesn't shove the hand out of the way, but he kind of puts a little pressure. Deceit, they've asked for our help.
Oh, goodness.
And
Yes,
you
but
do
they're
see
also...
tears in his eyes.
But, my darling, remember how I was telling you about deception and lying and all of that fun stuff outside?
Yes, I remember.
That is what is happening in front of us, too. While this person might need our help, they're not being forthcoming about why. And I want to know why. I didn't say I wasn't going to help these people, if that's what you so want. But I would rather the truth first.
Again, her hands still up. Zelene kind of turns to Oster and then back to you as the conversation goes back and forth. She's looking around the room at everybody else. Please, mister, I've told, and like she's looking over at Oster. I've told you the truth. We were living at the Shrine of Savras, and orcs came and they kicked us out. And now we have nowhere to go, so we took the mine, and that was a bad thing. That was a real bad thing. And then but she just holds up one hand, and then with her little were-rat finger, crosses her heart. But I promise, on my grandpappy's grave, that if you get rid of the orcs at the Shrine of Savras, then we will vacate the mine.
Gideon's like scratches his chin. He's like, there is a population of orcs displaced by the dragon, so they are kind of scattered. It would make sense if they were interfering with other communities.
While I don't disbelieve everything this person is saying, it doesn't make sense. There's just something there, and like Deceit stares directly into her eyes. So, I'll ask again. The truth.
Or else. That's what they say, right?
I mean, I don't want to or else because Oster will be upset.
But I like.
Okay, not or else. Gideon looks over at Oster. Not or else.
Oster just kind of like, well, I choose to believe her.
Does that mean we have to traipse all the way across to bloody Coneyberry just to figure out whether she's telling the truth or not?
Well, I reckon if
other quests.
My mind clear, then yes, I don't mind if you want to divert your attention on this.
Do you pay us more if we do that?
Hey, I said I'd pay you to clear the mine. If this is how you're going to clear the mine, then...
I have another question. Where are the workers from this mine?
Resting.
Where are the dwarves?
Resting?
Can you go get them for us? Namely the boss? Maybe I'll accompany you there. And we can sort that out with them
you see,
first.
They were very reluctant
that's a good idea.
to rest, so we had to put them in an area where they could be kept. But they're safe. Mm-hmm. They're alive.
So they've been caged.
Like a prison?
Well, they didn't exactly want to give us the mine.
So you took it?
Yes, because the orcs took ours.
Uh-huh.
It's the circle of taking.
Uh-huh.
And now we're taking this back. The circle of taking continues, so you could kindly just leave and take something else, correct?
Well, and at that moment, Oster on stage kind of just like, you see him shiver, almost kind of buckle as the memory comes back. As Zelene was on the precipice of cracking under Deceit's interrogation, there is the sound of two hands clasping, like a slap together, as Oster takes Zelene's hands and shakes it. We'll get back to your home. We'll take care of everything. We'll get you your shrine to Sal. and then you will give. So it's a circle of giving, Deceit. It's a circle of giving. We give them their home. They give Don John the mine. Don John gives us the money.
One condition. We see the dwarves now.
Yeah, definitely. And she has like two of the guards escort you down.
You can come with us,
Oh,
Zilly.
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I'll go too. And as Oster back in the Bard's Quill leaps from the stage and rushes to the bathroom, that is where we will take our break as the party go and investigate the dwarves to find them in health. Neither good or bad, they're just in health.
That's big vibes. I find myself in health very
Slightly,
frequently.
I'm often health.
appeased but not convinced, Deceit with the others makes their way towards Coneyberry and the Shrine of Sal. And we are going to need to roll for our dragon. But we will do that when we come back from our break. So remember to grab a drink, go for a stretch, bio break if needs be. We will see you all in about 10 minutes. Okay, so we'll be back just around the half past mark. So then.
We're an EU-based actual play Twitch channel. We have a long-form D&D campaign.
You may note us as
One,
two,
2,
three.
3.
The plane
Plane
jumpers.
diver. No.
Divers?
How did we mess this up?
And we're the new home of the EU Happy Hour.
Look, I placed them down where I thought they would be. I didn't say it was right.
We often have short-term flights that you can be a part of.
I have never heard or read a Regency era love letter that sounded more like a booty call than that.
It's open to interpretation.
Come add to our collection at twitch.tv/Horde of Tales.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the latest episode of Sorcery Shenanigans.
You haven't seen any cows, have you?
Once.
Going to cast I'm sorry in advance. I'm going to cast heat metal on the horse's bit.
Believed to be Sharp. Sharp kind of pulls herself back and she's like, well, it looks like we have ourselves a game.
Hi, we're Horde of Tales. We're an EU-based actual play Twitch channel. We have a long-form D&D campaign.
You may note us as
One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
The plane
Plane
jumpers.
diver. No.
Divers?
How did we mess this up?
And we're the new home of the EU Happy Hour.
Look, I placed them down where I thought they would be. I didn't say it was right.
We often have short-term flights that you can be a part of.
I have never heard or read a Regency era love letter that sounded more like a booty call than that.
It's open to interpretation.
Come add to our collection at twitch.tv/Horde of Tales.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the latest episode of Social Shenanigans.
You haven't seen any cows, have you?
Once.
Going to cast, I'm sorry in advance. I'm going to cast heat metal on the horse's bit.
Believed to be Sharp. Sharp kind of pulls herself back and she's like, well, it looks like we have ourselves a game.
Hi, we're Horde of Tales. We're an EU-based actual play Twitch channel. We have a long-form D&D campaign.
You may note us as
One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
The plane
Plane
jumpers.
diver. No.
Divers?
How did we mess this up?
And we're the new home of the EU Happy Hour.
Look, I placed them down where I thought they would be. I didn't say it was right.
We often have short-term flights that you can be a part of.
I have never heard or read a Regency era love letter that sounded more like a booty call than that.
It's open to interpretation.
Come add to our collection at twitch.tv/Horde of Tales.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to the latest episode of Social Shenanigans.
You haven't seen any cows, have you?
Once.
Going to cast, I'm sorry in advance. I'm going to cast heat metal on the horse's bit.
Believed to be Shark. Shark kind of pulls herself back and she's like, well, it looks like we have ourselves a game.
Are back. If you are just joining us, somebody thinks we've been hoodwinked. Somebody believes with all his heart that the were-rats are good folk. Somebody is desperately confused as to why two people who call each other friends are sniping at each other, and somebody else is 2 barrels into a very long evening in the Bard's Quill Tavern.
Gormaka's just like, what are these people doing?
Why is everything a show with you people?
Why is everyone so mean?
But we are picking up with our intrepid group. Oster having been so convinced by Zelene's plea for help, the group have decided to take Oster up on his need to help the were-rats. And as we set out on the trail to the shrine of Sal, and Don John doesn't think that's the name. He can't quite recall what it was, but he's like, there's definitely no god called Sal. But heading in the direction that Zelene pointed you all at, we are going to roll a d20, and we are going to see just whereabouts our dragon is at this very moment in time. So that's
Random
a 1.
DMs, random dragon.
Yeah, the dragon is nowhere near us. The dragon is all the way over in Axholm. It doesn't even glance. Again, we're not sure this dragon actually exists.
We're being gaslit.
Yeah. Other than the fact that like orcs are getting moved out of their homes because of the dragon, but we didn't see the dragon. We believed them. We thought we saw a shadow that looked vaguely dragon shaped, and we heard something that may have sounded like a dragon. But hell, that could have been thaumaturgy. Who knows? The road towards Coneybury is largely overgrown. And Deceit, do you want to give me a history check to see what you would recall?
Is this with disadvantage?
It is with disadvantage. Like, what would Deceit have learned about Coneybury the last time we were in Phantom?
Oh,
Probably nothing, I know, but I'm not having
Can
Oscar
I-
roll.
Absolutely nothing.
Can I help Deceit to cut out the advantage? Because I know how to traverse overgrown areas.
Oh, it's not even
just
traverse.
generally.
It's do you like what do we know?
Oh, it's
of
just to
the
remember
area?
stuff.
It's not a survival check. It's more a
Okay.
what do
Cool.
you know
Cool.
of the town?
You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go give this with disadvantage because, like,
Doesn't
I
make
can't even.
sense.
I don't even think Deceit can lie about this. They know so little
They
about
think,
this place.
yeah,
They're
they
gonna
don't think
lie
about it at all.
Oh yeah, like what is that? Even with history is plus what? It's a 3. I don't know.
Okay.
You've never been here before.
Yeah, like it's that thing, like Oster is kind of looking to you to be like, Coneybury, like Toblin told us all about it, like the
Who's that?
The inn in Fandolin.
Is he the one giving us money?
And Oster just kind of like just nods and smiles as he looks over to Guinevere and then proceeds to do what Oster does best and give her every painstaking, mind-numbing historical factoid he has collected about the town of Coneybury, which lies to the east of Fandolin, northeast. It was destroyed many, many years ago.
If it's possible, during this retelling, Deceit would like to do a little bit of trickery and cast Thaumaturgy to make it seem a lot slower than it is. So it's just to try and bore the hell out of this bitch and get her to fuck off.
Okay. Yeah. You like Oster's voice is that, and so barbarians runs at Coney.
Isn't this so interesting, Guinevere? He's got an hour more.
He doesn't usually sound like that.
And
it's usually way slower.
Oster has not picked up on it at all whatsoever.
He's so passionate. He's speaking fast.
Yeah, he's giving his TED talk on Coneybury and also some ideas as to what they could have done to reclaim Coneybury and like rebuild and stuff. But that's just conjecture. That's not even going to happen. That was just an idea he had. But yeah, he proceeds to tell you that he knows that the trail that we're on, the Tribor Trail, used to cut right through this town. The town was ransacked by barbarians many, many years ago. It was left in total ruins. Most people just weren't bothered kind of picking up. Anyone that survived was like, let's just go. Some went to Fandolin, some went to Neverwinter. But he also knows that there was a shrine, but he doesn't quite remember either. He doesn't quite know what it was called. And in the distance, as you are moving towards the trail is clearly nobody's heading to Coneybury these days because it is largely overgrown and Deceit, like your outfit's getting snagged every now and again by a briar. Maka, your tail is getting snagged on some thorns. Gideon, you're absolutely loving it. This is basically like home. This is
Gideon has killed like 3 birds in the meantime and like has them like slung over his shoulder. He's like, I missed this.
Yeah, this is the closest to what you know as normal and comfortable. And like that, Oster is kind of like every now and again just like Zelene was on the level, yeah, like we trust her, right? And he's kind of asking the group, but he's not asking anybody. And he's trudging on, like, and he's trying to kind of make a path for people to kind of get through.
I think Deceit is actually uncharacteristically quiet to Oster. Like, it's just actually not really responding much to him.
Gideon's just like
cold shoulder.
Gideon's just like, yeah, of course, that's what she said. Why she wouldn't say if it wasn't true.
Yeah, right. And all the like Oster is doing that thing that friend does when they know when they have a very strong feeling that they've upset their other friend, and the only thing they can do is kind of like, I don't want to ask you if you're okay because that means we have to talk about the problem, and I don't know if you want to talk about the problem. So it is just that sort of like we're going to dance around this very, very uncomfortably, very, very awkwardly. Um, so I reckon we should, if we keep heading in this direction, the shrine should be south of Coneybury. So we don't even have to go to Coneybury. That's some good news.
Is it?
Yeah, great news.
Yeah, no, like to see. Yeah, no, it's great. No, it's great. We'll get there. We'll clear out the orcs, and then we can just go back to the mine. We get your money, and then the were-rats get their home. So it's a win-win-win.
So how are we gonna take the shrine back from the orcs?
What a great question.
We could ask them.
Yes, we could ask them.
We made other orc friends, right?
Yes, but that was like 4.
But they're all related.
Well, it's likely that they are from similar displaced tribes.
Oh. I do not know.
Whoa. Non-binary, non-binary erasure.
What a stealth check. That's crazy.
Exactly, yeah. As it suddenly kind of dawns on Oster that as ill-prepared as we were for the Mountain's Toe gold mine, we are even less prepared for the shrine and the potential small army of orcs that may or may not be there that roused all those were-rats from their home. You do see, kind of as he's leading the group, his shoulders just slump. Oh, deceit. Oh, look at you. Ill-prepared. Oh, nary a word to say for yourself. How uncharacteristic.
Can I say Gideon sent a moth to like around behind to like start to climb up the back of her dress or whatever she's wearing and start eating at the fabric?
So this is Gideon in today's space.
In present day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the moth is. I mean, like it's not a specific breed of voracious fabric-eating moth, but it'll nip away.
Maybe it is. Moths do eat more things than fabric, but Gideon has exclusively been feeding that to them, so they do have a taste for it. for fine silks, I've mentioned several times, it's fine silks and fabrics that they eat.
You see, on the stage, Oster just kind of raises it's his hand signals that he's so enamored with. He just kind of holds a hand up and like clenches it down into a fist, and then he points. And everybody, as you turn your gaze, there over the crest of a ditch, you do see the ruined walls and the top of a tower, just over the crest of this small mound. And Oster just kind of like drops low and then gives everybody like.
Gideon's already vanished.
Maka is the same height as everyone when they crouch, so she's going to stay where she is. She's going to whisper kind of to Oster and say, "What's our plan?"
I thought we were going to do your plan, to talk to them.
Gideon is like has vanished and is going to get closer to the tower to see if he can hear or see what's going on there.
Give me
without asking anyone.
Stealth check, please.
Stealth check, absolutely.
Is it a disadvantage?
At disadvantage, yeah.
At disadvantage, but I've got good stealth. It's probably fine. Okay, first one's a 15. Second one. Well, second one's a natural 20, so 15.
Okay. Let me just take a look at what our. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure we're fine. I'm sure we're totally okay. But all the same, does our orc spot us? No, we're good. Yeah. Gideon, you've just kind of done that Homer Simpson into the bush thing backwards, and just become
It's his
one.
preferred method of travel.
Yeah, one with the foliage, one with the briars, one with the brambles and the thorns. And as you slink and scurry and scuttle your way through the overgrown fields that outlie around the shrine, you have a better vantage of the space, and you, from where we are coming down the what would have been the road from Conaberry to the shrine, and over that mound and in the field you do clearly now see the tower, and there is an iron ladder pressed up against the side of it, and atop it you see a lone orc, just kind of like giving his best sort of I'm on lookout duty and I'm looking around. There's a small plume of smoke coming from the beyond the walls of the ruins. The place is in bits. The tower looks like it's barely standing, that the orc is within. You see the roof of the shrine is slate. Many are cracked and broken off. A lot of the outlying wall, the defensive walls, have crumbled. Though here at the front, from where you are, the nearest, unless you want to go through the gatehouse, the nearest kind of passageway there is over on the western wall, next to a smaller little tower. You do see that the wall has collapsed there. You have advantage. You don't see any of the other ones that Sabine had mentioned. You do see the one doing his best on the tower.
Your mic is gone a bit, Declan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you sound.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
That might have been because I moved really awkwardly away from the mic. I actually did. I that's the stupidest thing I could have possibly done. I actually moved.
I still made out what you said.
Okay.
I didn't quite. So there's a collapsed wall.
There's a collapsed wall on the northwestern side of the tower, and there's smoke coming from the ruins, like a small plume of smoke. And Gideon, you were able to spy a lone orc on watch.
A single, yeah.
You don't
and
see
no one
anyone.
else.
Yeah. Back on the road, Oster is kind of looking at Maka back to Deceit, but also trying not to make direct eye contact with Deceit. And
Deceit is looking at the ruins, just like not at anyone, and is just kind of thinking.
So talk to them. Yeah, I mean.
This is your time to shine, Oster. So I think go straight through the gatehouse, drop your weapons, and ask to speak to the person.
The manager.
The manager. Just pull Karen it.
I mean, Maka, that isn't actually the worst idea because I have done that before. Look.
Oster's charming. Nobody's going to attack him.
I don't think that this is the best course of action. Perhaps we need to think about this a little bit. These people need a home. They have been displaced. The last thing they want to see is somebody coming up to their home trying to get rid of them from a new home. The last thing they want. However, I think we can play a little smart if we angle it so that we are perhaps government officials looking to officially house these folks in nearby ruins, i.e. a dwarven ruin that we just cleared. We could then convince them to go over there, where we know it's empty and full of some of their people.
And just do a switcheroo.
Yes, and also ask them questions about these so-called displaced rat folk.
Gideon reappears.
We wholeheartedly believe.
I'm back.
Hi, back. I'm Deceit.
What? My name's not back. It's Gideon.
Okay, that's
there's
none
a
of my
single.
business.
There's a single tower still standing. Another one slightly more collapsed. There's a wall collapsed. I can only see a single orc on lookout, but there is a small plume of fire. So perhaps not a large group of orcs, but an indeterminate size group. I could try and get a closer look.
It seems a little bit risky.
I have a less risky way of taking a look.
And how is that?
Gideon will Gideon will like open up the case of moths, and he will like hold out a fistful, and he is going to like sit down crisscross applesauce on the ground, and he's going to cast Speak with Animals, and he is going to ask some of his moths to fly closer and get
all right, Gideon,
to see how many people. What? What?
Yeah, right.
I'm what? No, that's not. No, I need you to do something.
Oh, that's what I was asking. You're all right, though.
Why?
No.
Why do you sound like that?
We're talking about that. This is the way we've always talked.
No, you usually talk like little squeaks and like light flutters.
Well, maybe that's what you wanted to hear, but this is the voice that we've always talked with.
I don't really think about that at all. So, anyway, Gideon's like kind of sitting there. He's just like, he looks up to the rest of the group. He's like, my moths have a weird accent.
Can you describe the accent?
Can you do the accent? Could you do the accent? I feel like that would help.
I think that would really help us.
The accent sounded like he was like swishing water around in his mouth.
I need you to do it. I needed to know if this is helpful for our current mission.
Gideon's like mouth starts like making weird shapes. He's like, it's longer like weird in the like that.
That doesn't sound like an accent.
No.
I know, it's incomprehensible. Anyway,
disadvantage.
but I think they can still understand me. And he's like, okay. He's like, I need you four to go look over at that tower over there. And he like points. He's like 65 degrees due west, and because he has taught them all cardinal directions, and
yeah, they do. They put their little moth legs up, kind of like, yeah. And they're like that, yeah.
At ease. He will ask them to go because I might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for me at the GM's discretion.
Well, I should know that this GM is kind of annoyed, right?
Deck is like, I'm going to do a bit. I really hope my players don't make fun of me for the bit.
I think it's brilliant, hilarious. I think it's hilarious and brilliant. Gideon does not understand anything.
With just kind of the exchanges between Gideon and the moths, the four of them do flutter up, and you watch as they kind of disappear in the skyline. Is there anything anybody else wants to do at this point while the moths go scouting? I must say
I think
it is quite late into the evening as well. Like we're starting to see kind of the end of twilight and night beginning to take hold. It's getting a
Good
little
thing
dark.
moths have dark vision or something, some sort of sight at night. Anyway,
I feel like they famously
have-
don't, and that's why they fly into
they
the
have
light.
They have lamp sight.
well, there's a fire in that tower. That's their lamp.
Don't want the flying towards. Anyway, we won't do that. We won't do that.
They're on a mission, so they just
Burn
get
your mouth.
distracted and fly into the fire.
Oh my god, I am the moths. I am
Oh
the
my God.
moths.
Oh my god, my children, my Scottish children.
Is there anything else we want to do? I feel like we should make a better plan, but should we set
Gideon
up
hands-
camp or should we just go for it?
Gideon hands Oster like a dead pheasant. He's like, start plucking. And Gideon starts plucking feathers off a different pheasant.
Yep, Oster is plucking.
I'm not a pheasant plucker, but I am a pheasant plucker's mate. But I
didn't
do
ask
think
you.
we should come up with a more comprehensive plan.
Well,
as
I'm
to how-
collecting information.
But that's wonderful and all. But I think we need. I don't like sitting around here while those rats are festering in my money. I mean, mine.
My money hole.
My money hole.
God.
Wait, where's Don John?
Phrasing.
He's back. He's keeping an eye on the dwarves so nothing nefarious happens to his.
Okay,
Definitely
cool.
going to get killed. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever.
Okay,
I think-
so we're going to pretend to be government officials, which has worked for us before.
It has, and it's worked
Yeah.
for me before plenty of times. I've been from HR, I've been from finance, I've been from Apple sales.
I don't know what any of those are. Last time we talked to orcs, I just talked to them in Orcish and gave them food, and everything was fine. So why don't I just do that again?
I was about to say that because it's not fun, but that's actually a very good idea.
Mm?
Oh my god, I could be like a maid who's helping make the food. Like I could be. Look, I'm just trying to get in character for this because I need to make this fun for me right now. I'm having a moment, okay?
How about you are a baker or a chef that has
I've
And
always
you-
wanted to play the part of a chef.
want to meet your new neighbors?
What does having a moment mean? We have. Aren't we all having moments consecutively, one after the other? Is there something
that is-
special
That
about?
is so poetic, Gideon. My good, I'm going to write that down. And he
What?
actually begins writing. We all have moments consecutively, one after another, and
Yes.
it's like subtitled it with like new play idea.
There's a moment in that where the memory that Oster is recounting is broken with Guinevere's voice going, "New idea for candle." And proceeds to recount we're all having moments consecutively after that. Would look lovely in a cursive font.
Is she gonna call it money hole or
money hole the candle.
Jesus Christ.
As the group are concocting this plan of let's go in and talk to the orcs the way we did before, the moths flutter back. Hey up, Gideon!
He holds out his hand. He's like, What are your findings, soldier?
Oh, yes, sir. Well, and he then proceeds to tell you. So they went to 65 degrees south.
Yeah.
That way.
Period.
The way
Period.
he told
I
them-
can't remember.
At that point, they all kind of splintered off. Like they went and they did their kind of their formation split.
As he's trained them to do.
Yep. And they scouted the four corners of the runes. There are 4 orcs that are currently sort of they've taken over like 3/4 of the courtyard. They did not fly into the ruins. They didn't go in to investigate
Good. Yeah, they were not instructed to do so.
because they were alarmed
By what?
There are 2 ogres in the southwest of the ruins. And they're currently keeping to themselves. The orcs and them are they look well mean.
Orcs, ogres are.
Are orcs and ogres typically friends?
Ogres aren't really friends with anyone. But again, Gideon like rattles off a bunch of ogre facts. Which I did have prepared at some point, but I'm not going to read it off right now. And Gideon's like, okay, so there actually aren't that many orcs, but there are 2 mean ogres in there too. But maybe the orcs don't want to share a house with 2 ogres.
How do we know they're mean?
An ogre. Then Gideon like lists off a bunch of like trivia about ogres that like factually corroborates that they're mean.
That tracks. Yeah.
In the side, yes, yeah. And we're all like, God, wow, that's a
I'm
lot.
not going to pull up the
35 minutes later. Okay, yes.
Because for Gideon's session, one of the random encounters was potentially going to be 1 ogre, and I did prepare a similar nature naturalist documentary and description of an ogre, but I don't have it.
The seat is
right
fully
now.
like asleep on their hand like this.
Yeah, and Gideon is like, Gideon has his book out, and he's like holding like, so I saw one time in a meadow, and it was and it was like picking its teeth with like a giant log, but the log still had baby turtles in it.
Are you?
Oster is writing this down. Like Oster's written. He is now regaling the facts that Gideon.
And then it ate the baby turtles.
Told him to Guinevere.
Oh God, there's 2 of them.
And then Gideon like Gideon in present is like, that's exactly what I said.
Good student. An excellent student.
What is our plan?
Well, I guess we rest here, right? Just like rest, maybe see them in the morning, or do we go in now? What do you think?
I think there's no time like the present.
Well, we can't kill 2 ogres. They're really big.
Well, but we're not going to kill anyone. We're going to have a chat. If things get dodgy, we immediately leave and never go back.
Do we give them these? And Oster just holds up the plucked pheasant.
No, we're eating those.
Oh.
I mean, do you want to starve?
I mean, we probably shouldn't eat them now because they'll probably smell it.
Oh, I was just going to eat it raw.
Oh. Let's go do the ogres. Go back to ogres.
I think we'd rather do the ogres, yeah. Okay.
Sure.
No time
ogres
like...
or salmonella?
Ogres, please. No time like the present. Who's taking the lead on it?
I guess I will.
I vote for Oster. This is all on them, right?
Yeah, but I speak their language.
I think the 2 of you should go ahead.
Yeah, I agree.
You're both so personable and ready to take charge of this situation.
Getting stabs there. He's like
pushing you too.
Hang on.
He is pushing you to like a proud Chris Jenner.
Do you think we should hide with readied weapons in case things go south?
Great idea, Maka.
Okay.
I think we should hide, and you 2 should present yourselves in such a fashion as to alert the ogres to our presence.
The orcs. Hopefully, we don't alert the ogres to our presence.
It's not my job.
What is your job?
Watching. Clearly, with Maka, we're going to watch and make sure you're okay. Obviously.
We're like the snipers on the roof, right? We're the protecting. We're making sure that you can get out at great speed at any time.
I have my doubts about that, but we'll give it a go.
Great.
All right, Oster, let's go. Gideon like pulls Oster towards the tower.
Yeah, Oster is looking around, kind of wait, what? And he is kind of like now dragged by Gideon. You're just going down that straight road towards the portcullis.
I mean,
like the gate.
Would they not be alarmed and frightened if we snuck in?
That is Excellent. When you want to make a good impression, don't sneak in. And Oster commits that to memory.
Meanwhile, Deceit goes, so Maka, we're going to sneak behind them,
So I will let you roll your stealth as a normal roll because Oster at this point does not know how, to this day, how you and Maka actually get in to the.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, so hopefully this goes well for you.
Are
But
you,
yes,
are
you're
you good
rolling.
at stealth, Maka?
I'm +4.
Before you roll.
Oh, sorry. Say that again.
Before you roll, are you good at stealth?
I'm +4.
Do you have advantage or disadvantage or anything?
I can lie.
I think we just as a straight roll for this because this is
normal
unaffected by the thing. I'm just debating whether to cast invisibility on one of us or not. I'll cast it on Maka.
What kind of armor do you have, Maka?
Like, what's my armor class?
No, what
No,
armor
like,
you
like
wearing?
the actual kind of armor.
Oh.
You're wearing heavy armor.
Am I? Inventory.
I assume so.
You'd see a little.
No,
disadvantage
just leather armor.
Oh, okay. Then you're fine.
Yeah, I will cast invisibility on Maka, so you do get advantage on it, and I will roll regular stealth for myself.
Perfect. Okay, so what do you want to give me your stealth rolls? Okay.
Nat 20.
Okay.
23.
And that's a 17, but you said I get advantage, did I?
Yes, yeah. You roll again.
Okay, I rolled before you said not to roll, and I got an 8 on that, so I'm just going to use that.
We'll use that 17. It is a thing of, yeah, my God, you're like, wait, what? And you are invisible. And Deceit, you become one with the night. You embrace her swirling shadows as you crest across the overgrown fields. Gideon had prattled on something about a collapsed wall to the northwest, and that's probably a way in. And if not, well, the wall will move itself eventually. Guinevere is again now holding kind of a neckerchief. She's twisting it, and you can see that kind of around the edges of her knuckles, they've kind of gone white with a little bit of rage. How daring of you, Deceit, but not unlike you, obviously, to go behind someone's back.
You would know. And you do see now why I maybe embellished the truth, and you would know all about embellishing. And he does like over his face. He goes like, you would know about embellishments. I didn't want to bring up old wounds between myself and Oster. We didn't have the best relationship then, and I thought it unnecessary to rehash old drama. I'm not like that, unlike yourself.
How unlike you to be kind, and so selfless.
Oh, I know. I do have so many wonderful qualities.
I can think of 2 of them, and
Can Maka just butt in at this point, because she's been kind of sitting beside them just drinking, and then so she's a little tipsy at this point. She's like, I don't think you like each other.
Gideon's like,
Perish.
Oh, it's not just me.
Gasp.
Oh.
Congrats.
Oh.
We're best of friends. We have been for a very, very long time.
How long? You keep on saying long, and old
like
friends.
40 years?
I
Only a blip in her lifetime.
I knew you
how
when
old
you
are
were
you?
40. So, like, oh, that's putting it.
Yes, and I knew when you were 410.
The crow's feet are calling, and
I'll call your doctor for that.
You couldn't afford them, and like it is, and they're smiling. But again, Maka, it's that thing of like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, Gideon is like now at the bar with Maka having a drink, and he's just like, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of their mouth?"
I mean, they're not nice. They're nice to each other.
They do not speak to each other in a manner in which friends usually do, yet
No.
they're proclaiming to be friends.
I would like to challenge you both to earnestly say something nice about each other.
Guest first.
Shit before the shovel.
So you both
As I said.
failed immediately.
I was nice. Well, when Guinevere isn't being a complete ancient bitch, she does have a nice smile.
Oh, that's so
on one of her faces.
You were so close.
I heard that coming from Declan. I was like, nah, I can't. I need to twist it.
I just there's so many qualities about you to see that well, at this moment I just off the top of my head a boisterous hello my name is Oster Cure. I'm from Neverwinter, and this is my companion, Gideon. Gideon, what's your second name?
Birch.
Gideon Birch. Where are you from?
I don't know. I don't know any place names in Faerun.
Abode.
Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale. From there, we're here from the government.
Oh, we're in thing right now. I thought we were still in the present.
Yeah, no, Oster is so uncomfortable.
Oh, okay. No, back in scene. Back in scene. I knew what Gideon was gonna do.
Yeah,
he gets a big stick and bangs it on the portcullis. It's like he yells out in Orcish like hello, hello.
There's a couple of grunts, and as you are banging against the portcullis, two male orcs, kind of charcoal gray skin wearing, hide and fur. One with a very pronounced kind of scar over his right eye. Gideon, the one thing you notice immediately about these orcs versus the ones that we encountered at the ruins of the temple.
Yeah.
They're dressed very differently, and they have a very different sort of air about them. One is dragging a great axe behind him that he kind of swings up onto his shoulders.
Gideon's like, oh, I should have tied you up, Oster. I could have pretended you were my prisoner.
Maybe you don't believe in handcuffs. I'm the boy's prisoner.
I'm doing the talking.
Gideon it tells Oster, shut up.
Oh, I'll be quiet now. I've been commanded to be shut up. Okay,
stop talking.
I'm stopping. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I'll stop talking. Please don't hit me.
Get up. Just get on the floor.
Okay, and he gets on. He just lies down on the ground.
Okay, cool. Now that Gideon has established dominance, he will turn around to the. And be, what were we gonna? What was our plan? What are we talking about?
Government.
No, that's not. Okay. Gideon will be like, hi. I've heard you are new in the neighborhood.
We're the HOA.
Just a completely different monitoring body, but still some sort of.
We brought a lasagna.
Yeah. Gideon does have the pheasant.
Whatever it is the two of you are selling, we're not buying. So
we just wanted to have a quick chat about conversations. and the tower and this place. It looks
Okay.
really nice. It's a nice place. It has a tower. It's nice.
Right.
Have you been here long?
That about covers everything that we could tell you about the place. So why don't you and your prisoner, and Oster kind of just looks up from the dirt, do us all one and fuck off, or we come out there and we make you fuck off.
At this point, Mock is going to turn to Deceit and just say, I think it's going well.
They're so good at this.
So from your point, having made it to that kind of that northwestern wall, and you see the part of it that had fallen and kind of crumbled away, that Gideon had pointed out to you both. From here, you clearly see, you can definitely hear what's happening, and 2 more orcs have now kind of come round. At this point, both of you can see to the furthest end of the courtyard. Right in the middle is the shrine, with, again, in all, it's shafts.
Ooh, your mic's gone a bit weird again.
Oh, okay. As I was, you can see the shrine in the middle of the courtyard, but at the very back of the courtyard, half illuminated by a torch, you see the 2 ogres, not particularly interested in what's going on, but the other 2 orcs are now kind of rounding the corner, kind of like having a kind of a listen to what the hell is at the gate.
So what do we do here?
I don't know, like, what's the objective?
We want to try and get rid of these orcs and people from here because the rats need their home back. Lies.
No, I know, but I mean, how we can't defeat these.
I don't really want to either. It sounds like a lot of work.
Should we find the ogres?
I mean, are the ogres like in the middle of the courtyard, just like with the others? Or are they like
No,
behind the gate or something?
the ogres are at the opposite end of where ye currently are.
Does it look like they're like? Can we see them?
Yes, you can. Yeah, just about.
Okay.
They're half illuminated by a torch.
And does it look like they're in like? It's not like they're like segmented off from the orcs.
The courtyard is fairly open.
Okay. Can I give like a little insight check to the ogres to see like what their demeanor is? Like what?
You'd need to get closer from here. Like I said, like again, you can just make out just purely by frame alone and what's kind of caught by the torchlight. Now you can go around. You don't have to cut through the courtyard here. You can go the long way around if you want. But you, from this distance, you can't really get a read on the ogres. They're not interested in whatever's happening at the gate right now.
Maybe we could quietly sneak behind, and if things get rough and tumble, we could support, or we could just leave.
Yeah, okay, I like that plan. Yeah, let's do that.
Wait, which one?
We sneak up behind. If things get weird, we leave.
Yes, I thought you were talking about leaving because that does sound good right now. But yes, we'll stick to the plan.
I just, I feel like we've already helped orcs, and moving these orcs seems like it goes against what we as a group believe in now that we've helped other orcs.
Yes, maybe we can appeal to their sensibilities of some sort.
No, I don't want to appeal to them. No, I think we should just hide and then jump in if needed or run away.
I like that plan. This is a good plan.
Okay. Can we get closer to the ogres then?
Yes.
Can we get closer to like, I thought what I kind of meant was like get closer to where, the way the 2 guys are up on top of the gate kind of thing?
Yes.
Was like get closer to them so that if they try to jump down and start a fight, we can support from up top.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just so we're not, because if we put ourselves so close to the ogres, we're going to be really far away from the group.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, we could end up trapped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as the pair of you kind of continue to skulk around, maneuvering to get a sense of what's happening and what might take place, we cut back to Gideon and his prisoner.
Okay, so Gideon will be like, Gideon is quickly realizing that he is not making an amicable connection with these gentlemen. And I usually be like, in Orcish, so we heard you guys kicked a bunch of rats out of here.
That we did.
It must have been pretty easy. I've met the rats. They're pretty weak.
Not for nothing, lad, but there's not a whole lot that we can't fuck this shit up about. So
I bet.
So if you don't want to be like the rats and you want to leave with most of your limbs attached, like I said, fuck off.
I'll fuck off in like a minute, but I just have a few more questions. Where did you come? Where were you before this?
Persuasion check at disadvantage, unless you're gonna lie your way out of this.
I mean,
do it.
I mean, isn't technically Oster lying about this?
Yes, but if Oster embellishes always on his friend's behalf.
Yeah.
So
do it. You'll be fine.
We're up to a DC 14 on the.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I have a 1 in 4 chance. I mean, like, it doesn't make it worse.
It's fine.
Yeah. You're saying those things very quickly, Dahi.
Trust me.
16.
Yippee!
You may proceed with your questionings, because for some, maybe it's the fact that you're addressing him in Orcish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the fact that
Maybe I remind him of his son. I don't know.
He doesn't have kids. He fucking hates kids.
That's cool.
Fuck off too.
Well, that's cool. Gideon technically isn't a kid. He's 18.
Maybe it's the fact that you have a prisoner.
Yeah,
maybe
he's
it's
5'4".
the fact that you, the prisoner is completely submissive to you. He's getting a tough guy vibe off of Gideon.
Yeah. Tough guy.
He's letting you hang around a little longer. So, what was your question?
Where was he before this? Where was the last place he, I guess, forcefully kicked people out of? Because I guess that's how he moves into places.
Well, we were gonna take Fandolin, but we just thought, what a bunch of gobshites there. Not really worth the hassle.
Yeah, they are really annoying.
So what did the rats send you?
No, we did meet them, and they did tell us about this place, but we don't like the rats. We were fighting them, and they sucked. But one of my companions doesn't trust what the rats said, so we're kind of corroborating their story and finding out what your deal is. So where were you before this? Were you did the dragon kill your home or something? Is something sympathetic like that?
What fucking dragon are you talking about?
There's been a dragon? Have you not looked up at any point or heard it?
He kind of looks up.
No, it's night. You wouldn't see it. But there is a dragon, or apparently I haven't seen it.
This is going swimmingly. The other
where were you before? Is that place still available?
We ain't looking to recruit, lad. If you're looking for a job,
I know. I mean, I do really like subjugating other people, as you can see. And he gestures to Oster.
Oster just gives a low kind of hot wave from the crowd.
Yeah, don't look directly at me.
Deceit is kind of proud of Gideon. He's committing to the bit. Good.
This is weird. Yeah.
It is. I'm enjoying it.
I love that you two think this is going well.
They said weird. They didn't say well.
Well.
So, if you aren't here for the rats and you ain't here because you want a job, then I would kindly remind you of what I said at the start of this conversation, which was fuck off, away with you.
Yeah, but see, that doesn't really work for my friends who don't want to fook off. We have a guy who likes a mine that he wants, or he had it, something like that. And then he is giving us money to get the mine, but the rats are in the mine. So now we're trying to reverse like this chain of taking locations kind of thing.
Circle of giving.
It's kind of like a circle, and he like draws a circle that's giving.
I would like to, as Gideon says that, Deceit wants to cast a message into the mind of the one that they're talking to and just echo the circle of giving in a very like mysterious, spooky, godly voice.
It's giving circle.
Okay.
So yeah, that's kind of what's happening. I don't think I can say it any more plainly. But yeah, this guy is my prisoner. Or okay. I think he's a prisoner to something, like emotionally, but like he is my prisoner.
The orc now turns to the other three, that like the one that was with him and then the two that have kind of come up, and you hear it clear as day in Orcish, Gideon. You've just told them that there's a mine full of gold.
Yes.
Now you, as plain as day, hear the phrase, so we just kill these two, we go take the mine, we kill the rats, we get the shrine and the treasure here and the gold there. We're gonna be living it up large.
Maka, this sounds like it's going really well.
Because we don't understand this, right?
You don't. You fully don't.
But they do sound very happy.
They really seem to be buying this. You know, I was skeptical.
Does Deceit or Maka know Elvish?
Nope.
Yeah, I know Elvish. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gideon will have like probably established a safe word at some point in Elvish for you, and he'll yell out deciduous in Elvish.
Okay, and I'll turn to Deceit and say, he just said the safe word, which I think means we're safe.
No, that is not what that means. That is not what that means.
I'll cast a message to Gideon. Is everything going well? It sounds like it's going swimmingly.
Gideon's like, they're going to kill us.
And with that, there's just a clap of two hands together. Deceit, look at the time. Oh, how I love to stay and hear about how you wormed your way out of this one. But I just need to go somewhere that's not here.
Yes, you've more friends to get back to.
I just have my mansion with many rooms and many servants too.
Many empty rooms.
That sounds excessive and useless.
It is excessive, but it is not useless.
She hosts the most fabulous parties. They're all the rage.
I'm sure you've heard about them in the tabloids.
That's
absolutely.
where I know you from.
You know her?
No, I've just been to her party. She's very dry.
Oh, dry. She looks
just
incredibly.
Like
she looks really moisturized. Like too much. It's distracting. Do you need a napkin?
I've been gracious enough to attend you all for the Deceit.
We did not invite you. You walked in and started correcting someone.
Well,
Are you what are you, a cop?
Uh,
A journalist?
No, but mind you, I have friends at many of the guards in Neverwinter. So
Oh, she's friends with them all, right? And
I'm sure I'm sure you've paid them off a lot. That's fine.
Deceit, it's been
a pleasure.
Oh, let's do this again in, well, I'd say a couple of years, but judging by the creak of your bones and the wrinkling of your skin, it probably won't be long before you shuffle off that stage one last time.
Oh, well, I do hope we get to see each other soon. I mean, you are turning the big 450 soon.
Well, sweetheart, it's as she leans in, she takes both of your hands, and it's just air kiss, mwah, and air kiss, mwah. And to your friends, thank you so much for taking care of her in her declining years. It's nice to know that at the end she won't be alone. But
yes,
still
that's your job.
Janine is just like we all die alone.
Especially her.
And Guinevere just kind of like, good evening, mind yourselves, take care.
Bye.
Let's send a sending stone. Your people, my people.
Of course, you'll get my Christmas card. Slams the door.
Can I say she turns around and she turns around. There is the word the moth has eaten a word shape into the back of her dress, and it just says bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm just gonna roll a d20.
Yeah, sure.
Can
I roll stealth for my moth?
Oh no, I'm not even. The moth has 100% done that. 1000%.
Yeah.
I just want to know, can she pull it off like a Regina George?
Can I cutting words that?
She rolled a 2, and on a 1 to 10, she doesn't pull it off at all. People are like, "Yeah, finally, she's wearing what she is."
The moth flies back to it. He just like, great work.
I think. As Deceit slams the door, it's like, oh, I'll send my holiday card. Slam, turns around back to the door. Oh, I love that bitch. And then just like sneaks in the door.
Again, he just looks to Maka and he's like,
I don't understand. I don't think we should.
Don't you have friends like her? Like,
no, I have friends like. And he like points to like the people in the room.
Oh no, but we're like friends. She's like
I'll take that drink now, please. And Oster is like on the stage, pale as a ghost, drowned head, like his hair is wet with sweat.
See, how old are you?
Friend or a friend? That's a little bit rude.
No, it's not. It's just asking a question for a true fact.
27.
Yes, I'm 27.
But you said earlier that you know each other for like 40 years.
I do.
So then you're older than 27.
No, I'm 27, darling. You heard Oster. He doesn't lie.
Yes, he does.
The spotlight.
It was really difficult for him to say the truth. Therefore, he lied.
He just like shoves your shoulder. Oh, you
shoves you right out of frame.
It's like, oh, don't touch me.
And as the orcs ready their attack on the young lad and his prisoner on the other side of the gate, Maka.
There's a gate between us. It's fine.
Deceit. Surprisingly proud of the efforts that the two novices put up in their efforts to get into the grounds. We draw our adventure to a close as Oster scrambles to the bar and reaches for a carbonated water. It is.
Whoa! He's really off the edge.
Just everybody calm down. It's okay. You just have the one, and that'll set him right.
Right, of course.
And we bring our session to a close, but we still need to figure out
who's DMing next.
Is DMing next?
I hope it's Nikki. They haven't done it yet.
So
we really need Nikki and Fung. We need Fung.
Emma
We found
1,
energy in the
Dahi
story.
2,
And-
Nikki
and-
3, and Ralph 4. So we're going to roll our d4, and
Go
we
on.
are going to see who takes the seat. So there's our 4, and we're going to
We're
throw.
praying for a 3. Well, I am. I just want to see Nikki DM.
Oh,
True.
buggery! I didn't do it right. Someone distract while I figured this out.
Vamp? Oh my god.
Uh,
What was that session? How about that session, guys?
How about those apples?
How about those apples?
Why is it called an apple dance?
Because there's a song called Apple,
By
and there's
Charlie
a
XCX.
dance. There's a dance to it, and it's like under the apple, done far from the tree. I don't know the words completely.
Don't worry, I'm desperately trying to get you out of this. So
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Okay, so let's start from the start. Let me pick this up. So what's the
Okay.
first move?
So
Okay,
it's
so
what is it?
no,
buddy?
it's the song "Apple" by Charlie XCX, right? The
Yeah.
dance move is like, I saw the apples rotten right to the core, and then you go 1, 2, 3, and then like that, and then it's like, I split the apple
down symmetrical lines,
but I find it kind of scary when we just want to drive.
Yeah,
you know.
I think I nailed it.
And that's the apple.
I rolled a 2 on my performance check for that. Thanks, guys.
I thought you did great.
Don't
I
worry,
get sued by Charlie.
You are, yes, you are.
Declan, you're kind of giving Brad.
I think I fixed it. We're gonna throw our d4.
Oh my god, Declan is brat green right now.
Oh my god,
no.
it's gone now.
Oh, thank God.
Bring back the brat.
Emma 1, Dahi 2, Nikki 3, and Ralph 4 for our next session. So hopefully I have this done right. And let's throw a dice. And that has landed on a 2. Which puts Deceit back in the seat.
Me again.
You have some serious fires to put out.
Jesus Christ. I'm the new Wayne, I guess.
This is great. Like this bounce, you didn't do it a lot in the first season, right?
True. I only got to do it 1.5 times in the first season.
Yeah.
Because we all did in the last episode. But I got one set. Jesus. Oh my God. How am I gonna get us out of this? More lies. More lies.
More lies.
Okay, so now I have to bring up Oster's nemesis.
Oh no.
No, there's gonna be shenanigans. There's gonna be shenaniganery. I think I'm gonna make it like a game. Like I know it's a game, but I think I'm gonna make it like a little sub game for people to like try and win some prizes for in-character prizes.
Like a game show.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Oh my God, that would be so good. Sorry. Continue.
Close it.
While we get excited for the next session in 2 weeks' time, very quickly, just to mention that, firstly, if you joined us this evening, thank you so much. If you're new around these parts, welcome to D8 Dungeon. I'm so sorry for what I did to the Scottish accent, but now all moths canonically sound that way.
I'm changing my character. They're not moths anymore. They're magpies.
Want to see more
Australian,
yeah.
Oh, no.
If you want to know more about what we do, check us out on social media at D8 Dungeon. You can check out all our other content. We stream here on Twitch Mondays and Thursdays, alternating shows. So Mondays goes to Beyond Horizon's Edge, coming up next week. And then every other Thursday, Random DMs, followed by Ben and Declan on a Roll, our TTRPG talk show. On Fridays, we release fortnightly our podcast series, our award-winning podcast series, actually, if you don't mind, Romancing the Dungeon. Currently on a season break, with season 3 set to start the end of this month. So the ideal time, if you've not caught it or you've not finished it, to listen to seasons 1, 2, and our prologue to season 3, Grove is in the Heart.
It's
loads of time to catch up.
So good. It's all so good. Go listen to it. You won't regret it.
It's
award-winning.
Yeah, just throwing in there while we're at it. It's good. It's a good sort of around with abandonment, really, when we think about it. We've sorry, my award, I just fell out there.
My award, oh no.
Thank you so much to Emma, Dahi, and Ralph for that absolute hilarity this evening. We are yet to actually complete a full round of like a full session of combat. We have.
I'll do that next.
We've
That's
not.
what I'll do.
We've not done. We've not made it out. We talked our way out of everything and into everything. So
get ready for the gauntlet next week, guys.
Okay. So the whole. I just imagined the whole rooms now set up like American gladiators.
There's an obstacle course. Yeah. It's like what Total Wipeout.
It's Ninja Warrior.
While I take us out for the evening, enjoy your weekend, whatever your plans might be. Nikki, if you're watching this back, we hope you feel better. Or if you're watching it was or you are not watching this because it's very early for you. So hope you feel better, and we will hopefully see you on the return in 2 weeks' time. Cannot wait to see where Deceit picks this up and what sort of shenanigans we get up to. We are going to raid, but before that, I am going to throw us over to the credits, and we are going to get ready to raid a channel. So stick around.